Yo, it's the main man from fucking Huddersfield. No, I'm joking. It's Jordan, and welcome back to another reaction video. This is a new thing. We're reacting to before they were famous, but on my guy KODAK Black. I'm a big fan of KODAK Black. I have been since early. You know, one of my favourite songs of his is Skrilla. If you ain't heard of that, then that's because it's not on Spotify. You have to go find it on YouTube. It's a tune, bro. I'm interested to see the past of KODAK Black, you know what I'm saying? So here we are. Let's jump right into it.
Hey. That's what you do. Get the girl's number. Call.
You ain't smoke no black out mile with me. Get in the car with me. You a funny guy. Don't you even joke around with me.
Call them the first day.
Oh, word.
Second.
How many days you wait, man?
The fourth day.
Before KODAK Black would release hit songs like Skirt and Tunnel Vision that would get him
Skirt is a
from some of the
tune.
biggest
Late
names in
night
hip-hop
driving,
like Drake,
Skirt,
and set him on a path to superstardom. Before KODAK Black's ascent would get halted in its tracks thanks to multiple arrests and a lengthy prison sentence before his recent release.
Yo, they are after KODAK Black for real though. Like, on some woke shit, KODAK, he's a woke rapper. Because if you've heard the song Call in My Spirit, he be rapping about the third eye. He knows what's going on. And my guy just keeps getting arrested. And the music industry, you know, you gotta sell your soul to get to some kind of mad fame, like, you know what I'm saying? So once you sell your soul, they own you. They can do whatever they want. They can picture you however they want. If they want to arrest you, they will make a story that will get you arrested. So what could KODAK be actually up to be getting him arrested? Is he really doing this shit, or is he not?
Nobody ain't even gonna let their mind, nobody brain ain't even gonna register like that. Like, let me put a beam on Yak.
Before KODAK Black would have almost 7 million subscribers on YouTube, 3.5 million followers on Twitter, nearly 10 million followers on Instagram at the time of this recording. Some people have a harder time staying on the right side of the law than the others.
This is new.
And South Florida rapper
I haven't seen
KODAK
this guy
Black
on here
definitely
before.
fits that bill. His legal problems have persisted for years, basically the entire length of his professional career. And while it's hard to say that these issues have hurt his career, they sure aren't helping. When KODAK first appeared on the hip-hop scene as a wide-eyed teenager, his distillation of hundreds of years of American history and embodiment of a country locked in an endless struggle with race and class was widely evident in the lyrics to his music. This is a young man who grew up in a poverty-stricken environment and still managed to find a way to create emotionally intelligent observations based upon his own plight.
People just see like the shine, they don't see the grind. Or like the bags in my eyes, like, you know what I'm saying?
His unfiltered nature is perhaps...
That's facts. No one cares about your struggle, your hustle. They just care about the results and what you own. Just like Bob Marley said, does having money make me... Does having lots of money make me rich? Nah. Life makes me rich, you know what I'm saying? Hurry up.
What would get him into trouble
Audio, where the fuck have you gone?
Later on in his life, but it's also what makes his music so powerful. Growing up the child of a single Haitian mother, KODAK had to basically skip his adolescence as a means of survival on the rough streets of Pompano Beach. And today I'm going to tell you about what that cost him. It was poppin', guys. It's your boy Marlon Palmer back at it again with a brand new video. This one taking a look at the come up of the now free guy KODAK Black. KODAK has spent the last few years in prison for reasons
Didn't Trump pardon him?
At the end of this video,
or am I tripping?
To celebrate his release, I thought we'd take a look back at how he became so widely popular in the first place. Be sure to follow me on Instagram at ThatDudeMcFly so we can chat some more. And let's get into the story.
I have a feeling this might be copyright. Not that I'm monetized anyway, I just don't want my videos to be fucking fucked about with. So yeah. Yes, sir.
KODAK was born Dyson Octave June 11th, 1997 in Pompano Beach, Florida, a mid-sized city about 35 miles from Miami, where he was also raised. Pompano Beach has the largest percentage of Haitian immigrants of any other city in the US, and Haiti is exactly where his parents hailed from. Additionally, Florida is tied for 5th in the number of children living in single parents' homes, and KODAK spent the majority of his childhood growing up with only his mom, Marceline Octave, living in the projects known as Golden Acres alongside with his 4 other siblings. This area of the city that the Sun Sentinel once referred to as haven for crack, cocaine, crime, and squalor.
The project slash hood in America is so different to the UK, man. See, this Nah, like these kind of roads and houses, you don't see that here. A hood in the UK is just like a block of flats or a housing estate, like with enough like shit going on in there to be classed as a hood. You know what I'm saying?
Would eventually become the backdrop for Kodak Black's music. Kodak started rapping when he was just in elementary school. From that time on, he would travel to local trap houses. Not
That meme is Kodak. I never knew that. I thought it was just a lookalike. Oh my fucking god.
looking to do anything other than rap battle with grown men who work there, selling drugs to pay their bills while trying to become rappers themselves. These men would become his role models, and he told Passion of the Weiss, how they keep themselves up, I wanted to keep up too. Whatever their motto is, that became my motto. I looked up to them. Whatever I see them do, I did too. While Kodak would spend his free time reading thesauruses and dictionaries to further his vocabulary, he'd spend just as much time living the street life. He'd frequently participate in local brawls and breaking and entering people's homes with his group of friends.
You got to stay out of trouble first off,
And
right?
you know the trouble really follow you when you trying to move forward, go straight, go the right way.
Eventually, Kodak was expelled from school in the 5th grade for fighting and was later arrested while in middle school for Grand Theft Auto.
Little story time. When I was in year 11, that's the last year of high school, or whatever you want to call it in America, I don't know. I got kicked out for like 2 weeks because I was in the crowd of a fight and I was in the front row and I might have slipped and put a leg out because yeah, my mate was getting a bit battered, but you know what I'm saying. But how I got kicked out for 2 weeks for that, I don't know. But that's a story time for another
Kodak says he was given 2 options: sell drugs with a gun on his hip or rap. So, inspired by artists like Lil Boozy, he joined a local rap group called Brutal Youngins as a teenager. Back then, he went by the name J Black, and he was by far the youngest member of the squad. When he showed up in the group's music videos, it was like someone's little brother was stopping by for a visit. Like the little kid in the Sean Paul video. Get busy. But Kodak's obvious ability made it clear that he belonged.
That's Kodak.
Every time he
Oh
opened
my
his mouth,
God.
his
How
own
did they get
raw
these
talent
videos?
outshined everyone else's. By the time he was 15, the group had drifted apart, so Kodak began uploading his own music to YouTube, freestyling over songs by 2 Chainz and Wale, along with dropping his own tracks as well.
He's
He
been
soon
at
after
it
became
for
affiliated with another
time.
group called Colliance and reached out to AD Julian, the CEO of Dollars and Deals Entertainment, who was working with the group at the time. Kodak let him know that it was his plan to become a solo artist. Speaking about Kodak, Julian told the Miami New Times, "I didn't really take him that seriously. He was like 15, but I'd take him to the studio and come back in 2 hours and he'd be finished with 3 songs. So I knew he was hungry. Rent was due." Julian signed him almost immediately.
Stay
The problem
hungry,
was,
whatever you
Kodak
do in
wasn't
your
only
make.
rapping about crimes, he was still committing them. Soon after, he faced a punishable by life charge for carjacking. Julian paid for his lawyer, who got the charges reduced. Once that was all cleared up, Kodak doubled down with a renewed sense of determination. In 2013, he signed up for Instagram under the name Kodak Black, which
Some
was
of the
birthed his
poses
now
he'd be pulling
world-famous
look so
model.
funny.
Then that December, he dropped his first mixtape, Project Baby, with hit tracks like Ain't No Faking It. But while he was making noise in Florida, he was struggling to get publicity elsewhere. In response, he'd print out thousands of CDs and hand them out at big events around towns like car shows. He'd also travel all around from Palm Beach to Tallahassee, wherever a major event was happening, to get his name spread about. When he was 17, he dropped his second mixtape, Heart of the Projects, and by this point, people outside of his home state were finally listening too. The website Hot New Hip Hop called him the best rapper in high school in the nation, and his song No Flockin' became a viral hit.
Yeah, No Flockin' is a tune. That's literally what I was singing at the start.
Oh, that's my. I don't even know if you guys see what I. Ooh. Still, Kodak couldn't resist the call of the streets. He was
Do you know how
frequently
cringe
in
that
and out
is?
of juvie, which
Someone's
meant he missed
behind the
classes
camera
in high
watching him
school
do that.
and eventually dropped out of Blanche Ellie High. But around that time, in October 2015, his breakthrough moment arrived when Drake dropped a video of himself.
Sorry for pausing it, by the way, but what is it with Americans and wearing them shorts? Like, what are they? Over here, we call them 3/4 lengths, and they get no love because they're shit. They're dead. I'm gonna have to scout that. I don't know. What is the obsession?
That time,
Like,
in
you always
October
see guys
2015,
running around
his
with
breakthrough moment
3/4
arrived
lengths.
when Drake dropped a video of himself dancing to Skirt. Later that month, Kodak was signing a deal with Atlantic Records. At only 18 years old, Kodak was ready to take over the world of hip-hop for good. Then came an escalating series of arrests that led to his eventual long-term incarceration. Things started to get really bad in February of 2016 when he was arrested for sexual battery in Florence, South Carolina. That night, a woman that accompanied him to his hotel room after a show, soon after entering the room, she said that KODAK ripped off her clothes, bit her, and sexually assaulted her. He would be charged with criminal sexual misconduct for this attack, and is charged that is yet to be resolved to this day. Why? Well, a whole bunch of other charges just got in the way. Only 2 months later, he was seen buying weed from a drug dealer, and when he attempted to flee from police in his car, he threw a weapon out the window. After recovering the pistol, KODAK was arrested for possessing a weapon, despite being a convicted felon, as well as possession of marijuana and a number of traffic violations. After 3 months in jail, KODAK was sentenced to 1 year of house arrest and 5 years of
Some of these crimes
he was also
he's been
ordered
doing
to
a
complete
bit.
community service, anger management, and community control supervision programs. But before he could be placed under said house arrest, his charge of sexual misconduct from earlier was changed to sexual battery, and he was sentenced to a further 120 days in prison, stemming from.
You see, if this was a normal person that did this, it'd get a lot longer. It's only because he has money and has a record label, he got a short sentence. And if he was even more popular at the time, he would have got away with it completely. Just like Prince Andrew.
From a totally different possession case. That boy down bad, my goodness. In November of 2016, KODAK was finally released from jail, but then immediately extracted to South Carolina for the sexual battery charge, where he was freed after posting a $100,000 bail. For a few months, KODAK kept his head down, but then in February of 2017, he was arrested once more, this time for violating the terms of his house arrest, including assaulting a bartender.
Not getting arrested.
While awaiting his trial, KODAK released his debut studio album, Painting Pictures, in March, and the album would peak at number 3 on the Billboard 200, selling about 71,000 units in his first week. 2 months later, he would be sentenced to 364 days in prison, with the possibility of early parole if he completed a life skills course. He successfully did so, and was released from jail in June after only serving 97 days. That boy got angels on his side, remember?
Yes.
After almost 6 whole months out of lockup, KODAK found himself on the inside again after a police raid on his Florida home turned up charges for grand.
See that? You see that chain in the middle there? Looks like a cross, but it's got a loop on the top. That's an ankh. I'm gonna get a tattoo of one of them. It's an Egyptian symbol of eternal life. See what I mean by he knows like what's going on spiritually.
Theft of a firearm, possession of a weapon or ammo by a Florida delinquent adult felon, possession of cannabis over 20 grams, child neglect without
chin
great
is
bodily
itchy
harm,
as fuck.
and 2 counts of parole violation. Oh, and by the way, the raid was caught live on Instagram. That always helps. That always helps.
Fuck's sake.
In April, KODAK was once more sentenced to 364 days in jail. He got credited for the 90 days he was awaiting trial and was released in August of 2018. During this stint in jail, KODAK worked hard to turn his life around.
How hard is it to just keep out of prison? You have millions of dollars. Just stop doing dumb shit. Like most of these rappers are too rich to be doing half of the shit they're rapping about, but KODAK, you just carry on. You just
He earned
keep
himself a
doing
GED,
it. Why?
changed his legal name to Bill Capri, and found faith in the Jewish religion. Once he was out, it seemed like things had turned around.
Wait, what?
In the stint in jail, KODAK worked hard to turn his life around. He earned himself a GED, changed his legal name to Bill Capri, and found faith in the Jewish religion.
When did this happen? And if you're in the woke game, and you know about like the people that control the world, and what he just said about the religion, you know what I'm saying? That could.
Once he was out, it seemed like things had turned around. He
That could be
released
why
hit
he's
songs
free
like
now and
Season
earning loads
Wake
of
Up in
money.
the Sky, but then things began to spiral once more. In April of 2019, KODAK was arrested in New York
Maybe
while
not.
trying to cross the border into Canada with a pistol and marijuana. Taken to Niagara County Jail, he was released on a $40,000 bond. Less than a month later, found himself under arrest again, this time in Miami for another weapons possession only moments before he was set to take the stage at Rolling Loud. I remember that year. There was a lot of mans that got caught up at that Rolling Loud show. We gotta talk to the organizers.
We know that investigators, they knew that KODAK Black would be performing here, so just before showtime in a coordinated effort between the ATF, Miami-Dade Police, and the U.S. Marshal's Office. They moved in for that arrest.
In court, Black apologized to the judge for what he describes as a mishap. But the judge told the rapper that while young people do stupid things, the problem is that you've been doing stupid things since you were 15. He was sentenced to more than 3 years in prison in November of 2019. Then, in the plot twist of all plot
lost
twists,
track.
former President Donald Trump pardoned KODAK as one of his
This is
last
what I said earlier.
tracks as leader of the free world. In January of 2021, KODAK dropped his newest track, Last Day In, to celebrate his release. KODAK's biopic's gonna be epic. That's insane. Now that KODAK's out, he's planning on getting back into the swing of things and starting to release new music. But as for exactly when that will be, well, that's a story for another time and another place. After all, this is before they're famous. What do you guys think of KODAK's story? Be sure to let me know in the comments down below.
Alright, that's the end of this video. If you enjoyed, smash the like button, subscribe, share the video. The original link to the video that I watched is going to be down below in the description. Comment down below some videos you want me to react to, and if they fit on a channel, I'll get that done for you. It's been your boy, Jord. Take care.